I'm not dancing to this, dog.
What you talking about? Yo, what you talking about?
Jarvis, you not feeling it?
No, I'm not feeling anything Tekashi, dog, at all. Welcome to episode 5 of the Off Word Podcast. We're gonna get into that later. I can't fool Tekashi. We definitely gonna get into that later. But like I said, welcome to episode 5. We made 5 episodes. My man Jay Green back. You know,
yes, sir.
We all the fans calling us. Oh, where's Jorel at? We missed Jorel.
I'm back, man. I apologize for missing last episode, man. You know, I had personal stuff I had to deal with, but you know, I'm back. I'm ready to pod, ready to talk about, you know, what kind of topics we got for this episode to keep y'all entertained. So I'm ready.
Hey, and no cap, Drew. There was a girl, dog, on that watches our pod. There's a female viewer who watches the pod that was like, "Ooh, who's that little short dude? I like him, the little light bright dude." So Drew and Jorel getting love, dog. Shout out to Drew, man.
We had to bring Jorel back in the locker room like Scotty, dog. We had to bring him back to the locker room, dog. Jarvis was Cartwright. He had to talk to him. He broke it down to him.
And tears in my eyes, dog. Like, we need you on this podcast. And my boy Lofton said he wouldn't watch the podcast if Jorel not on there.
Hey, but what I will say though is that y'all did a hell of a job without me, dog. I really did enjoy being on the outside and looking at our podcast and seeing y'all discuss, you know, the certain topics that y'all discussed. So I appreciate y'all holding it down. It was definitely good. And I'm not just saying that because y'all my boys. Y'all really did do a good job. So big ups to y'all.
Oh yeah.
No, I'm joking. I appreciate it, bro. So we're gonna get started by doing a quick moment of silence for Ahmaud Arbery, the 25-year-old black man who was gunned down. So I'm just gonna give like a 10-second moment of silence for him, real quick. All right. So personally, I didn't watch the video, and Jorel said something. Jorel said it'll be very irresponsible for us being 3 young black men. It'll be very irresponsible for us not to at least touch on it. I for one, I did not watch the video. I stopped watching videos like that a while back. I think it's a form of psychological warfare. And I don't know, I think that it's sad that stuff that my great-grandfather went through, people are going, like our generation and generations younger than us are going through right now. Like, let's just be real, like that was lynching. That was a 2020 lynching from how the video was described to me.
Yeah.
So in my opinion, things won't get changed unless there are laws in place and people like us who are in positions of power to make these changes. And not only that, like I think this black people, we need to police our own communities for number 1. Number 2, go become gun owners, purchase guns legally, and learn how to use firearms as self-protection. I'm a big proponent of self-protection because, I mean, if it's your life and someone else's life, you gotta defend yourself.
Yeah, I agree with you, you know, wholeheartedly. It's sad, to be honest with you, to kind of watch that video and see a young man who was just jogging through his neighborhood get gunned down, you know, by something that could have been, you know, some communication or, you know, between the two parties. And it's just a brief depiction of, you know, what us as African Americans and minorities in the United States have to continue to deal with in our neighborhoods. It's, like I said, it's very unfortunate. I happened to look at Good Morning America and was sickened by seeing his mom, you know, asked about had she seen the video about her son being gunned down. And it kind of angered me because, like, me being a parent, of, you know, a small boy and a little girl, I can't imagine ever having to be on national television, having that conversation about, you know, my kids getting gunned down or something of that nature. So like I said, it's very sad. Unfortunately, this is the society that we live in. I hate to say it, but for the most part, African Americans, like I said, the minorities have been devalued in the United States. And I think this, just as the many other that have come before him, this needs to be needs to have a conversation as to, you know, where do we go from here? You know, we've seen this story time and time again where those individuals have been arrested and then they got off, and then, you know, it's kind of forgotten about. But hopefully with this current situation, you know, there will be justice. Those men will be, you know, held to the highest standard in court, and, you know, hopefully we'll get some justice. So.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. Just going off of what Jorel said, that was one point I was going to bring up. Like, I know the justice system isn't always something we can rely on. Like, you know, when it comes to minorities, it hasn't done us right, you know, in the past. But I feel like that's something that needs to change in terms of, like, these people being, like, getting the right sentencing, things like that, and, like, not getting off. Like, we see it all the time with, like, police brutality. Like, a lot of cops just get off. You know, that doesn't set the right standard. So, you know, I agree with the points that both of you made, but yeah, that was what I was gonna say in regards to it. Like, that needs to be a deterrent. Like, people can't go around just thinking like I can do whatever and I'm just gonna get off scot-free. So
yeah, dog. I mean, we've all been racially profiled. I remember being at OU. I was done taking a test, and I'm walking back from taking my test, and like a police officer like pulls up on me like mad aggressive, like, "Hey, what are you doing? What are we doing?" I'm like, "Got back from taking the test," and he was like, "Well, I got you fit the description of someone that was in the parking lot stealing stuff out of cars." And I was like, I just got done taking the test, so I had like a ticket for my test. Had to show the police officer like this is what I was doing. I was got done taking the test. So it's crazy, man. It's wild, but
yeah,
it's family for sure.
I think it comes full circle as to, you know, the whole NFL situation with Colin Kaepernick taking a knee and, you know, kind of trying to portray and let people know that, hey, you know, there are certain things in our Black communities that need to be addressed. And, you know, people just kind of overseeing it. But, you know, Colin Kaepernick was trying to say that and let people know that certain individuals need to be held accountable for their actions. And especially, like I said, in today's society, I think that those statements still, you know, resonate. So.
And we seen you. We seen y'all. The same people who were getting that cat for kneeling and were so against that are the same people that are quiet when something like this happens. So, yeah, like this, shout out to his family, prayers for his family, and it's something that we all can relate to, and, you know, something that just an ongoing story. So we're going to do that. All right, that was heavy. We wanted to get it out the way. And Drew wants to talk about that Erykah Badu, Jill Scott battle versus jam session, whatever.
well, it wasn't a battle. Let's get that out the way right now. It was not a battle. So coming into it, you know, I was excited for the battle. Like, you know, I enjoy both of their music. Personally, I'm more of a Badu fan than Jill Scott. But yeah, I thought it was still going to be a good matchup. You know, of course, it was promoted just like all the other battles. But when it started, I noticed that there was, how do I put this? I noticed that there was a big difference in terms of the comments. Was the first thing I realized was the comments. Now, I feel like there can be I have a lot of different theories on why that was. For one, I feel like, and you saw this talk going on a lot, that, you know, 2020 has been, you know, a bad year. You know, just to be honest, like we
trash that year.
Yeah,
it's
been a terrible year. So we had a lot of people saying, like, especially in the Black community, like we needed this like dose of positivity. Like we needed We needed this, type of Black Love Summit, whatever you want to call it. This celebration, of Blackness. And of course, we had the 2 Black queens. And I feel like most of the audience or the people in the comments was women. So I feel like that was another thing that led to my, conclusion that it wasn't a battle.
You know what? You're right. It wasn't a battle.
Yeah.
Erykah Badu dug in her ass.
They shouldn't.
I was counting score. And I put on Facebook, like Erykah Badu's digging in Jill Scott's ass. Everyone was like, oh, that's not a battle. What are you talking about? That's not a battle. And Hayes, that's not a battle. Keandra, that's not a battle. I'm like, listen, it says versus, I'm scoring it.
Yeah.
You're right. It's not a battle because Erykah Badu dug in her ass. It wasn't.
And I feel like
Jill Scott won.
For one, they shouldn't have promoted it as a battle.
Yeah.
They should have promoted it as something totally different. Like
As a jam session.
Exactly. It should have just been called a jam session. It's not a battle. But if you're going to promote it as a battle, then that's what I'm going expecting. Every other battle, everybody is nonstop in the comments with the score. It's nonstop. Like 1-0, whatever, 2-0, 2-1, 3-2. Like it's throughout the entire battle. I didn't see not one score the whole time. And I'm like,
and you can't say it's because it's not rap, because Babyface and Teddy Riley, we kept scoring at. All the other ones we kept scoring.
Jonte Austin and Neo.
Yeah.
Every single one got scored. But now you have the two women and no one's scoring it. Like I just don't get it. Like
I think what happened, bro, is just that, like kind of like you said, there's a lot of positivity in that. And then Erykah Badu and Jill Scott are more so known as like the nice artists, like the nice, like I don't know what to kind of describe them as, but they're like, I don't know, like the positive, like the kind of high energy, like vibes type of artists.
Shea Butter Twitter.
Huh?
Yeah.
Neo Soul, naturalistic, Shea Butter Twitter. That's what
There
they
you go. There you go.
But my thing is, the audience leaving a score has nothing to do with them. Like they can still do whatever they're doing. But to me, the audience, their job is to keep score. Like that's how every other battle has been.
But you know what? It might turn into that now. Now that was the first one that got scored, that did not get scored, it might be like that from now on, dog. The rest of
like
turn to that.
I'm a competitive person, so when I'm watching a competition, that's what I'm expecting. I'm expecting, going back and forth. Like for me, and I acknowledge that the battle probably just wasn't for me, because I'm the type like I need a little shit talking, like some jab, like friendly banter back and forth. And I feel like it was almost too positive. Like I know that sounds crazy, but it got to a point where like it was just too positive. And like I understand that that's both of their vibes, but like me as a consumer and as someone watching it, like that's something I need to enjoy myself.
I agree with you, Drew, dog. I just felt like there was too much dialogue in that versus battle for me, dog. Like I was on Instagram Live looking at it, and they were talking to each other for like 30 minutes, and I was like, God damn, can you play a damn track?
Women love to talk. Women love to talk. Women love to talk, dog. You know that.
And like they were, and I do admit that they were dropping gems like all throughout. Like, so it wasn't like they were just saying some bullshit. Like they were really giving good points and like sending good messages to the people. So like I definitely appreciate them, for those things. But at the same time, like for instance, like it got to the point where like some of them were playing the whole song. Any other battle, if somebody did that in the comments, they'd be like, damn, nigga, man, all right, next song, come on now. But I feel like just because it was Jill Scott and Erykah Badu, nobody wanted to be that person to be like, all right now, like you playing the whole song, like we gonna be here for 4 hours. But I mean, I understand why people enjoyed it so much, but I had to keep it real. Like I had to say that, like. So
I enjoyed it, and I'm also going to enjoy the Nelly, and Luda battle, dog. Like that's this Friday, right? Or is it
Saturday?
I'm going to enjoy that, dog.
Who y'all got?
Nelly
got too many hits, bro.
Bro, I think y'all are sleeping on Ludacris, bro.
No. So I acknowledge Ludacris has more hits than Nelly. I acknowledge that.
Okay, no. I'm changing it. I'm rolling with Ludacris because Ludacris had the more animated, hype, aggressive music than Nelly. So I'm rolling with Chris. I just right there. I'm going with Chris.
But don't forget, Ludacris also has R&B hits in his bag as well.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I mean,
I definitely acknowledge Luda has more hits, but I've always hated Luda. I feel like he's always been corny, and I hate his rapping style. So for me personally, I'm gonna go with Nelly. Nellyville was the first album I ever bought. So
listen, my grandma had Nellyville. I think Nellyville went diamond.
no, Country Grammar. Actually, it might have been Nellyville as well.
That was with Kelly Rowland, right?
I think Nellyville was the one that went diamond.
Yeah, that had hits. That had like Shake Your Tail Feather.
That was Hot in Here. Hot in Here was on Nellyville.
And Dilemma. Kelly Rowland.
Dilemma, yeah.
We might have to fact check that one.
Air Force Ones was on Nellyville. I think number 1 was on Nellyville.
Yeah, some hits. But back to Ludacris, dog. Ludacris could say like some regular stuff. He'll say some regular shit.
Yeah, Country Grammar is his diamond album.
How many Nellyvilles? Huh?
He sold 10 million with Country Grammar.
How much Nellyville sell?
Yeah. Because Nellyville was better than Country Grammar to me.
Let me see.
I say my grandma had Nellyville. Like my grandma had Nellyville, bro. Like, come on, let's get it.
Yeah, Nellyville was a tough album. That Nellyville had Pimp Juice on it, didn't it?
Yeah, that was Nellyville.
Yeah, all the hits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love you, Nelly. I love you. I do. I was like, yo, that's classic, bro.
Yeah.
I had a girlfriend live right across the street, just like that, dog. No matter what I do. I was like, yo, that was classic, bro. I had like my do-rag with the tall tee, the two-tone joints. Come on now.
Nelly got to show up to the battle.
Wear the Band-Aid. Jorel used to wear the Band-Aid, dog, like Nelly back in the day, dog.
Hey,
you didn't?
No, I did not.
You didn't?
No,
you're capping. Jorel, you did not wear the Band-Aid. We got everybody in Davis, dog. They saw you wearing the Band-Aid on your left eye, dog.
Bro, I did not wear a Band-Aid on my left eye.
And the Fat Albert shirt, dog. The FUBU Fat.
Hey, bro, you are tripping. Dog. Okay, I had FUBU stuff, bro, but I did not wear no Band-Aid, bro, on my damn eye. Relax.
I'm gonna pull up a picture, dog. I'm gonna pull up a picture of my man with the Nelly joint.
But as of right now, what it says is that Nellyville sold 6.4 million, and it's the 14th best-selling rap album of all time.
Damn,
how did Country Grammar? That's wild.
Yeah,
that's crazy. I didn't know it was the 14th highest selling. That's crazy.
Yeah.
But yo, back to Chris. A regular rapper would say the same line, right? I had your girl and I smashed her on the couch. But Lucas said, I had your girl and I smashed her on the couch. Everybody get hyped, dog. Like, it's all about delivery, bro. I think Chris gonna win.
I mean, like I said, Ludacris has more hits than Nelly, but I'm still rolling with Nelly.
Yeah, I think for sure it's going to be an interesting battle. I think we're all going to enjoy it. I think it's going to bring back some of our childhood memories. So I'm looking
for sure.
And yo, this is we talked about Nelly battling Ja Rule on our, was it the second podcast? The first one of those.
I think it was the first.
Yeah, so I mean, hey man, we kind of we're going towards what we want. I still want to see Ja Rule battle someone, because Ja Rule said he wanted to battle 50, and 50 was like, nah, he doesn't have enough hits. I need to battle somebody like Snoop. I'm like, I don't think 50 has as many hits as Snoop.
No. I don't think a lot of artists are seeing Snoop. I mean, Snoop has so much longevity in the game and he has so many hits between tracks with Master P, Pharrell, and then his Death Row days. It wouldn't even be close.
Fat Joe was talking about a Snoop versus Jay-Z battle.
That'd be dope.
I would like to see that.
That'll be dope. You know Jay-Z ain't gonna do it, man. He's safe. He's like the Obama rap dog. He's not going to do anything that can show any chink in his armor, dog. So, so Drew, talk about your man. Talk about Chuck E. Cheese.
Dog, Tekashi, 6ix9ine. He's back, man. He's back, embracing it. He's back doing what people didn't think he would do. Now, I will say that. With Tekashi, I feel like that's his business. What he did is up to him. Like,
wait a minute. So for the people who have been living under a rock, let's give them some backstory, dog, before we go talking about Tekashi. So Tekashi is a rapper, rainbow hair, one of the young kid rappers who was backed by a gang, Bloods, in New York. They backed them, they put money into them, and they all made money together. Tekashi was threatening every rapper in the game, from Chief Keef to the game to everyone in between. Talking about he's gonna kill them, shoot them. He put out hits on people, and his gang was doing dirt on his behalf while protecting him. They all got caught up on racketeering charges, and Tekashi was facing upwards to 40 years. So he had a decision to do the jail time or to snitch or tell on his co-defendants. He opted to on everyone, and he got everyone in his crew sent to prison while he is now out free. So go ahead.
So yeah, back to what I was saying. I feel like it's his business. It's his life. It was his decision. Like all these people in an uproar. Like Meek Mill is the number one nigga that's like going on rants every single day about this dude. Like to me, it's like, I don't understand why you care that much. Like it didn't affect you in any way. It's not like he snitched. What's up?
I can tell why he cares that much. If you have family members or people that you are know in the system because someone that they did dirt with told on them, that can rub you a different way. Me, I'm not a street dude at all. So to me, I personally can't take it to heart as much as Meek Mill did, but I can empathize with the people who did get told on who are sitting in prison.
But that goes back to kind of what we've talked about off the podcast, but like, is there really any street code anymore? I mean, because with this young generation, I think with our older generation, I think if we would have seen an artist do this, he'd have been immediately out the game. But with this new generation and with social media and the way that has played an impact on, hip hop and our culture, I don't think they care.
You can basically just go to any, and I had to do it myself. I did it recently. I went to all of DJ Academics posts that discuss it, and you just look at the comments. And I believe that Academics followers are a mirror of what we see as the new generation, the audience. Yeah, those kids, they didn't care, bro.
Yeah, they don't. They don't care. I mean, because at this point, they just want to be entertained. They see a guy who went out, he was making hits, and he went to jail. He told on all his friends, and he came back, and he's still making more hits for them. So
he gonna get a few hits too.
Hey, I mean, look, I don't wish nothing bad on nobody. So just like kind of Drew said, whatever his business is his business. But at the same time, I think more so now, today's hip hop is more so about entertainment. I don't think that there's any artists currently in the game that are younger that are gonna care about their legacy going forward. They just want to make hits. They want to make money. This is what their time is for right now.
And let's keep it real. Most of these niggas that's preaching the street code is cap. If these niggas was put in that same position where they were facing 30 years, dog, most of these niggas would stitch the same way. They can say that because they're not in that position. But let's be real. When the 30 years is in front of you, most of these niggas is snitching, bro. Come on.
Just like in our group chat, we had a homeboy in the group chat. He was going hard. Like he was like on the verge of tears. That's how. That's how passionate he felt about it. And I was like, listen, man, like, what would you do if you was locked up and the DA told you, listen, all you gotta do is give us a few names and you get it free. If you don't give us some names, you won't see your daughter until her 40th birthday. Whew, that's chilling. That's why I don't do crime. I'm not with that, dog. Just like, hey, I ain't with it. And if I happen to do a crime, I'm not doing it with anyone else. I'm not doing it with nobody. So I won't have to be in a position to tattletale. I'm gonna tell you that straight up.
Hey, look. Anybody who's saying I gotta spend more than 5 minutes in jail, bro, it's him right there, bro. It's that man right there. Hey, straight up, fam. No cap, bro. If I gotta spend more than 5 to 10 minutes in jail, bro, I ain't built for that, bro.
But hey, Tekashi had a point though. Tekashi was like, listen, like if I would have like did the jail time for them, they could have got me killed in the prison. And so it was like a catch-22 for him. Like, but he was stupid for putting himself in that position. Because now, no matter what, his life is never he can never live a regular life now.
Nah. I already saw that on social media, or was it Twitter or Instagram, that his neighbor had already posted his address and was telling people where he lived at. So he already had to, find a new place for him to live. So.
And another thing, like, I think it's a little different because, yes, like they were, like him and the Troyway dudes were like making money together, but it's not like they was best friends or like grew up together. So I think it's a little different. Like, they were making money together. Basically, they were business partners. It would be different. It was like us three, like we've known each other for like more than 10 years going on at this point. Like if we all did something and then one of us snitched on one another, now that's kind of crazy. Yeah, but like for them, like they weren't best friends or nothing. Like,
and did he said now I want to see if that's true. He said they kidnapped him, they smashed his girl all crazy, they took his money, and they threatened his mom.
I mean, I could believe that. I could definitely believe it.
Like I said, I ain't no street dude, so I would put myself in a position to do that. But I can't support what he did. I can't support what he did to get himself in that position, and I can't support what he did after he got himself in that situation.
Yeah.
So that's just me. I don't like his music to begin with. That it's kind of catchy.
See, but that's what I was about to say. But in regards to his music, I mean, I actually kind of like this track. I mean, it's catchy. It's something that I could, throw on in the car in the whip or something like that, and kind of just play. And
it's a certain type of rap. Like, we're not going into Tekashi for lyrics and like, but it's like it's hype music. Like, you know what I mean?
And all you old heads that talking about Tekashi, I think, listen, when we came up and 50 Cent blew up, a lot of that's because he got shot 9 times. And like a lot of the older heads, older enough was like, why y'all celebrating the dude that got shot 9 times? He was a victim. Like, why y'all celebrating the street dude that got shot and not the shooter? So these kids might celebrate it because after 50 Cent got shot, dog, there were like rappers in the game. Shout out Gravy, the dude that played Biggie. He shot himself in the ass outside the radio station, dog, just to get like publicity. So we were like, bow. So, we might.
Dog, you capping right now, dog. You capping right now.
Dog, he shot himself in the ass, dog. Gravy.
Was it on Smack DVD?
He used to be on Smack DVD, dog. But we might have rappers that just start tattletelling, dog. But to wrap it up, I think what Tekashi should, because today I read that Tekashi donated like $200,000 to some of the victims of the coronavirus. Now, if I was Tekashi's PR director, as soon as he got out, he should have been donating, doing charity. And
by the way, that organization denied his donation.
Yeah, it's no kid hungry. So
they denied it.
They basically they denied it and said that they they can't take the donation because it didn't align with their values and their mission of the company.
Shout out to them, man. Shout out to them. But I do commend Tekashi for donating money and trying to. So I guarantee that money is going to be funneled somewhere else as far as like charity goes. So, I mean, I'm not gonna just down the kid the entire time. Like I do think that's commendable. So shout out to that. So we're gonna end that on a positive note. So Drew, what's the question? So like last time we started a segment to where people would DM us on our pod at Off Work Pod in the left-hand corner, right? Left-hand corner, boom, and DM us some questions you have for us to answer. So, Drew, you wanna read off the question, and we can.
Yeah. So this is question we got. One of our female viewers sent this in, and her question is, let me pull it up. Her question is once a cheater, always a cheater?
Ooh.
So that was
I ain't touching that one first. I'm gonna let y'all go ahead.
That was a question she sent in.
Okay. Y'all gonna say I'm playing both sides of the fence, and maybe I am. Yeah. Listen, I'll put it like this. I think we're a society, and as a people, we should allow people to evolve, right? So, every relationship is different, right? And I'm not who I was 5 years ago. None of us are who we were 5 years ago. So if I cheated on someone when I was 16 years old, 17, does that mean I'm, as a 31-year-old man, I'm gonna do the same thing? No. So I do think we should allow people time to evolve and give them a chance to change. I think change is very important, and to give people a chance. Me, if someone cheats on me, I'm not gonna. Maybe it's just the man in me talking, and maybe I haven't evolved to that level. But I'll be hard pressed to give that person a second chance because it's never gonna be the same. So there's gonna be certain insecurities and certain things there from my perspective. But I don't agree with the statement that if someone cheats, they are always a cheater. Like that's, I don't roll with that because people should be given an opportunity to change, and people do change.
I agree with you. I think you hit the nail on the head, at least from my perspective. I think, kind of just like you said when you gave an example about the 17-year-old you versus the 31-year-old. Obviously, different situations in life, bring us to the person that we are today. So obviously, our experiences help mold us into, what we view today in our relationships or in a marriage or whatever the case may be. So even though somebody may cheat, no, it doesn't mean that you're always going to be a cheater. However, that means they might have some tendencies within themselves that they may not be comfortable with. And that means they just need to find, whatever that growth is for them, whether it be spiritual growth, whether it be counseling, whether it be them to find, who they really are, to be comfortable in their own skin. And it also depends on what type of cheating. Are we talking about physical? Are we talking about emotional? Are we talking about, whatever? Cheating, there's different realms to cheating. Like it doesn't always have to be physical. Like you can emotionally cheat as well too. So I don't know. That's a tough line, dog, but I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with both of your points. I mean, I think it's hard to say that once a cheater is always a cheater. Every relationship is different. I mean, we've all made mistakes in the past. Like I acknowledge I've made mistakes of my own, but that doesn't mean going forward that, that'll be the same for every single relationship or everyone I've had in the past. Like everyone is different. So it's going to depend on, what's going on in that particular relationship. Like maybe you just haven't found the right partner yet. Like maybe you just haven't, felt that strong of a connection where, that's out the case, or I don't know what I'm trying to say. Out the realm of possibilities. That's what I'm trying to say. So yeah, I feel like, but yeah, at the end of the day, I mean, everybody makes mistakes. You just gotta move on, learn from what you've done in the past, take from that so it doesn't happen again.
Listen, man, I only cheated one time. I only cheated one time, dog. So I was 16. And this is, honestly, dog, this is all I needed to, like, know that, one, I'm not good at cheating. 2, I'm not good at cheating. And 3, I'm not good at cheating. And 4, like, I'm not good at cheating. So, I mean, this is back. This is when camera phones like first, like really like getting popping out there, dog. So for the young listeners, there was a world where camera phones didn't exist. Like you had to actually have like a Polaroid camera or a digital camera before it got to popping. So my girl at the time, I'm 16, like I said, and my girl at the time, she wanted me to like go over her house, hang out with her, feel like family night. And I was like, I'm gonna go to my boy CJ's house to play dominoes. I don't know how to play dominoes, dog. I still don't know how to play dominoes. So that was mistake number one. But okay, cool. So I'm at a joint at Night Moves. So Night Moves like the hoodest club back in the day in Houston on the north side. So for the Houston listeners, y'all remember on 1960 on the north side, like going like towards like 45, there was a club called Night Moves. Like, dog, it was like a 21 and up club, but like they didn't care, dog. Like I was like 15, 16 in the club. Like people smoking blacks, like it was fogged up, like all crazy. So I met like a joint in there, whatever, right? And mind you, it was so cloudy and dark, like you couldn't even make out like people's faces, whatever, right? So I pulled a number and we ended up going to the movie theaters, whatever, right? So
my man was in his jams for it.
I was in my jammy. So I go to the movies with her. We go see, it wasn't even cheating. I didn't mess with the girl, but the fact that I went on a date was enough. So we go to the movies, whatever, and then this one, I had my 350Z. You remember that? The 2-seater, little sports car, doing my thing. So the next day, my girlfriend at the time, she texted me. She was like, "Where you at last night again?" I said, "I told you I was at CJ's house playing dominoes." Like,
Hey, hold on, bro. Whenever a girl asks you where you was at last night, bro, you know you already lost. You lost the argument, bro. You lost this one, so just tell the truth, bro. For all of our listeners that are listening to this, just admit it, dog. Because when a woman is asking you, she knows the answer to the question already.
And I was 16. I was a novice. So I was like, I told you, I was at CJ's house playing dominoes. And she was like, okay, so you weren't at the movie theaters last night? And at this point, I knew I was caught, but it's the thing about cheating and lying. When I'm not good at lying and I'm not good at cheating. Like you gotta roll with it, dog. Like you gotta
die with the lie, dog. Die with the lie.
So I'm like, I told you, girl, like I wasn't at CJ's house. You don't trust me now? Really? You really gonna put that off on me? Really? Is that what we doing? Is that what we're doing? I'm asking you one more time. Were you at the movie theater, Jarvis? I was like, I wasn't. Why? And then she just sent me a picture of me at the movie theaters with a girl, dog.
Dog, you were supposed to say it wasn't me and go back to watching TV, dog.
It wasn't me. And she got me on the camera. It wasn't me. And she 24. It wasn't me. And she got me with popcorn. You know what I'm saying?
The camera quality wasn't good back then, dog. You could have finessed it.
Yeah, you could have easily got that off. You could have easily got that if it wasn't me off, dog.
No, and I give it to her credit, dog. She said that's the first time in the history of women where they say have a good life, and she actually meant it, dog. I ain't heard from her since like 2005, bro.
Hey, when a woman hits you with the have a good life, bro, it's a wrap, bro. Like,
yeah.
No, they don't mean that. They don't mean that. They really. Okay, never mind. This is toxic, but as the old adage goes, your relationship ain't real until your girl says have a good life. I don't believe that now, but
I mean, hey, I'm rolling with that though. I'm rolling with that.
Oh man, that was funny. But yeah. So kids, don't cheat. If you in a relationship, be in a relationship. If you want to be out here doing your thing, be out here doing your like. I feel like that's selfish. A lot of people try to have someone in the pocket while still doing their thing. But ladies, fellas, like, because people will kill you and pull a gun out on you, like we saw with Earl Thomas.
Yeah, don't be like Earl. Don't be like Earl.
Earl.
Yeah. Hey, Earl Hey, Earl was in his jams for it, dog, but he definitely paid for it, dog. He paid for that.
Give the listeners the background on Earl Thomas.
All right, so Earl Thomas, for those of you who don't know, is an NFL player. He's a safety for the Baltimore Ravens. And the story has it is that him and his brother met up with some Snapchat models or some Instagram thoughts, whatever y'all want to call them. Got caught. They were in the bed with them naked. Wifey apparently had my location on the phone. She was asking him where he was at. And he wasn't really replying, so she pulled up on him with her girls. And she ended up having a gun. The gun was loaded. And she put the gun to his head while her homegirls had the brother and the two women at knife point. So that's a bad situation, dog.
Earl. Come on, Earl.
Hey, Earl was in a world of trouble that day, dog. Earl, you know you didn't fucked up, right? you know you didn't fucked up, Earl. Yeah, bro, but Earl Thomas, put it this way, fellas, just like what Jarvis said, and ladies as well. If you're gonna cheat, if you feel like the need to step out within your relationship, or whatever it is that you feel comfortable doing, just don't be in the relationship. Just be able to have enough respect for your partner just to let them know that, hey, like, I don't believe this is gonna work out. I don't believe that, we're compatible for one another. And then go about your business. Don't ever put yourself in a position to where it has to get physical or violent, because those situations definitely do happen, and we don't never want to see nobody lose their life over something that they could have had a conversation about.
Because she could have got off. That's like temporary insanity. Like,
yeah.
Think about it. You come home to your wife, right? So let's do a role reversal. If you come home, long day of work, right? Well, long day of work. You're an essential worker, right? So your girl out here, she's working from home. Let's set the scene. And you're an essential worker trying to like pay the bills, whatnot, trying to do your thing. You over here in harm's way all day, mask up, and you come home, dog, and like you see your wife getting laid up, sprayed up, all crazy like by like three dudes.
It's a bad day, dog. It's gonna be a bad day in that household.
That's crazy, dog. So if she would have clapped them, she could have got away with that.
So to my understanding,
got her off on that.
To my understanding, she got arrested. I don't know what the full extent of the story is, but she did get arrested. I know that the lawyer made a statement about the situation and about getting her out. But I think the thing that got her in trouble was that she had the firearm and it was loaded, and they didn't know. Like, one was in the chamber. So God forbid, had she pulled that trigger, it would have been upset. She would have killed her husband potentially. So I think that's where the spin up from the story had happened.
And think about that. Like, can you ever go back? Think about it. You think he could ever go back to trust his wife? You think he ever go back and he's have a good night's sleep when someone's about to clap him like 2 nights ago? You can never go back to regular life. I'm never going to sleep in front of that woman, dog. I'm never eating the food.
So let me ask y'all a question. In that situation, is your marriage over?
It's hard to say, because when you talk about marriage, like, that's another level of a relationship. And I feel like at that point, like, they have like three or four kids together, something like that. Like, you built this whole thing together. So I feel like, I mean, I've never been married, of course, so I can't tell you what I would do in that situation. But in my head, just thinking, like, a marriage, like, when it comes to marriage, like, I feel like you got to work through, like the vows say, like.
Till death do us part, right?
Exactly.
Bro, that's tough, though. She had a loaded gun to his head and he cheated. Bro, that's toxic, dude.
She had her own Legion of Boom.
Jarvis.
I ain't speaking on it, dog. Listen, matter of fact, you know what? Like my mom always told me, dog, you can get through. There's 2 things that is hard to get through in a marriage: cheating and beating. That's, for me, that's my threshold. For me.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't know. Like, listen. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that. Cheating. That like so like say like I have a daughter, 2 daughters. If I found out like their husband was I don't want to talk about it, but you know, if I found out in physical with a woman in a relationship in a marriage, I think that all grounds time to go. Cheating, I think cheating can get worked out because there's psychological things that go along with cheating. I'm not there yet on a personal level, but I can see how someone can take their mate back from cheating. So, and we got to get I keep on saying this, bro. Like, we gonna get a woman on this podcast. I've heard women literally tell me that it depends on what type of cheating it is. She was like, if her husband goes to Australia or overseas and he cheats and he comes back and says, hey, I messed up, I slipped up, I was out of town, I cheated. She said that's easier to digest as opposed to if he got caught on the gram cheating or in the city and all her friends know, all her family knows about it.
Well, you got to remember, dog, women don't like to be humiliated.
Well, people don't like being humiliated, period. Not just women.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is I think that it cuts women a little bit deeper than it does men. In my opinion, at least from my experience, from what I've seen. I know women don't like to have another woman to say that they slept with their man or whatever the case may be. Am I capping?
That's capping. I think men, if a man can cheat on, man. A man could cheat on his girl 1,000 times, but if she once cheat, it's over for him.
Oh yeah, I'm not disputing that. I'm not disputing that at all. It still hurts, absolutely. But I think, like I said, I don't know. It might go back to the conversation that you and I had privately about, you know, the ego and the pride and all that stuff. It might just come down to the individual person for real.
Yeah, for sure. So, I got a question for y'all. So this is the segment of what's the name of the segment, man?
One gotta go. Oh, you doing one gotta go? Well,
it's a
different version of it. Different version.
So
we can't. First of all, just to preface it, we're not getting rid of either one. So this is more like a which is better.
Okay, which is better?
Yeah.
So which is better? Black Michael Jackson or white Michael Jackson?
All right, man. Hold on, bro. You gotta, bro.
Listen, I'm a Michael Jackson fan, dog. Like, I remember Michael Jackson.
Here we go, dog. Here we go, Jarvis. Hey, my boy like Mike from the Wood, dog.
Listen, dog. I'm a Michael Jackson fan, dog. No cap, dog. I love Mike, but
dog, first of all, who doesn't love Mike? Like, let's be real. Come on now.
Yeah.
Come on. No, come on now.
Nah, don't give us that thing, bro. Because anybody who doesn't like Mike, dog.
You don't like music if you don't like Michael Jackson.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
No.
Jarvis, don't do that, y'all.
Jarvis, who doesn't like Mike?
Okay. See y'all. Revisionist history, dog. Y'all trying to change up history. Before Michael Jackson died, the whole world turned on Mike.
No. They turned on him.
Child molester. Look, he trying to be white. No, look at all that.
No,
but you can't deny the music.
We're talking about the content.
Okay.
You might not like him as a person, but you can't deny the greatness of the music.
You're right.
All right,
and this is easy, by the way.
You said this is an easy choice.
It's not even close.
Who you got, Mike? Who you got?
Never be the same. 'Cause girl, you came and changed the way I walk, the way I talk. I cannot explain.
Hey, I ain't know you had that in your bag, Drew. I ain't know you had
that. Come on, dog.
Listen, Black Mike had Beat It, Rock With You, Billie Jean, Thriller, Pretty Young Thing, Human Nature, ABC, all of the Jackson 5 joints. Now, White Mike had Smooth Criminal. You're not alone. I am here with you.
Wait a minute. Remember the Times was White Mike, wasn't it?
Yeah, remember the times. Dirty Diana,
and that's
Scream,
exactly.
Bad.
Do you remember the times when we fell in love? Do you remember the times when we first met, girl?
Girl.
Hey, remember the time? Hey, I'm going White Mike. That's my favorite, bruh. That is my favorite music video of all time, dog. I just got Magic Johnson, Eddie Murphy, got Debo, bruh. It got Naomi Campbell, bruh.
Magic Johnson.
Yeah, I said Magic. I said Magic. Okay. Yeah, bruh. That's by far my favorite.
That's my favorite. First of all, that's my favorite song of all time. Like hands down.
It might be up there, bruh.
And it had it ain't too much. It ain't too much. Meet the jam. Michael. Oh, look, I might be capping, but wasn't Michael Jordan like in the jam video? Or like a collaboration?
Yeah.
Listen, I think it's our age. I was born in 1989, so I caught all of White Mike, dog. Like that's how I fell in love with music. White Mike.
You gotta go White Mike.
We're gonna catch a lot of flack, dog. We're gonna catch flack for this.
You gotta go White Mike simply off the strength of the Chris Tucker feature. Come on now. Oh, girl, she bad, Mike.
She is banging. Hey, and Michael Jackson had cornrows in that video, dog.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, I think I'm rolling with White Mike too. But Black Mike had hits too. Let's not get it twisted. Black Mike had, hold on.
We're gonna get killed.
Huh?
No. We're gonna get killed for this. I hope y'all know that, right?
He had Beat It. He had Rock With You. Don't Stop Till You Get Enough. Thriller. PYT. Wanna Be Starting Something. I Want You Back. Lady of My Life. Human Nature.
I mean, it's Mike. Of course. I mean, it hits this whole career, but I just think, White Mike is just where it's at for me.
And they could say his most complete album, Off the Wall, and his biggest commercial success album, Thriller, are all Black Mike. So they're gonna get us out the paint with that. But me personally, I'm gonna catch out of flat, bro. I'm gonna say it right here, dog. Invincible is my favorite Michael album. I'm not gonna say it's the best, but it's my favorite. Almost OD'd. But Invincible, his last studio album, Invincible.
That's the one with Butterfly. That's the one with Butterfly, right?
Yeah. Butterflies, Break of Dawn, and Can Wait. So many classics, dog.
I mean, Black MJ probably had the better albums, but I feel like White MJ had the better songs. Just like my favorite songs are from White MJ, so.
We're gonna get.
I hate that we're doing this to MJ though, dog. I hate that we're saying Black and White MJ, dog. Like he's not a black man, dog. He just had a bit of life. I hate that, dog.
I think he did that on purpose, dog.
Bruh, y'all, all right, bro. Enough with the conspiracy theories. Y'all think Michael Jackson really bleached his skin for him to look white?
Yeah.
You might be right, son, but who cares?
I think the surgery, like,
I don't care. I don't care.
It's sad though when you think about it, dog. When I look back at Mike and his life, dog, like he never had the chance to be an adult. It was all Arrested Development, dog. Like it's sad, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I believe that Mike had cognitive issues myself. I believe that there were some things that during his childhood that was never addressed. With his father being too tough on them as children and stuff like that. So
why you bent over like that though, dog?
Oh, so that way y'all can hear me.
Oh, like all right now, but
hey, I ain't with that other stuff now, boy.
I thought that boy was like this, dog. And Michael Jackson and Michael was very, had some issues and whatnot. I really thought that. Say, dog, like, chill out. But yeah, it's sad though. So we're gonna wrap up the podcast like we always wrap up the podcast, and we're gonna talk about what y'all been on. So
hold on, nigga.
Oh, The Last Dance.
This boy doing, man.
Last Dance.
Dude got the Barkley jersey on and everything. Like, what the? Come on now.
Drew. Hey, yo, Drew has no chill, dog, with this. That's a king right there, dog. You got to stop. You got to stop.
All right, talk about The Last Dance, dog. My bad. I totally forgot about it.
Hurry up. Look, hurry up, you hoe.
I'm not the only one that watched it.
Anyone, Tyson, Jordan, Jack. Yo, Mike Tyson's coming back too, dog.
Yeah, I saw that. Hey, he's looking crazy right now.
You think you can beat Tyson Fury?
Yes.
How was Mike Tyson 50? Something?
I don't think he has the endurance. I don't think he has the endurance for a real fight.
Boy, you crazy.
He didn't have the endurance in his prime because he was knocking people out.
How about, hey, look, you don't think he got the endurance? How about you hop your ass in the ring with him and see how much endurance you got to fight?
How much? How much you gonna pay me?
Bro, if you stepped in the ring with Mike Tyson, bro, you wouldn't live.
How much you gonna pay me?
It'd be like Rocky 2, dog. You'd be like Creed.
How much you gonna pay me?
50,000.
Get the fuck out of here, nigga. 50,000.
Hey.
What about $1 million? 1.5.
Yeah.
I ain't doing it, dog. I'm sorry.
Bro, did you see the video of the way he was hitting the bag, bro?
Dog, I'm gonna get knocked out with the first punch, and then I'm gonna take my bag home. I don't get it.
Bro, you're gonna be like
Better
Martin,
your face, dog. Better be a body shot.
You're gonna be like Martin, dog. You're gonna be raw dog pain, dog.
That's fine, dog. I'll take my money, dog. Come on now.
So Michael Jordan, what y'all think about the last was it episode 8, 7, and 8? What y'all think about those episodes, bro?
I loved it personally. I'm so happy that they got into the whole conversation about, you know, Mike's willingness to step away from the game and to come back and, you know, had to re-challenge himself to kind of reassert his dominance, you know, to come back for those next 3 peats. It's very unfortunate, obviously, you know, seeing over, you know, what happened to his dad. Obviously, we were kids in '93, so we didn't really understand what was happening. We were like, 4 years old? But to see, you know, what happened to his dad, how his dad was such a, you know, influence in his life and was always at his games and always some type of positive, you know, person, you know, to be able to uplift Mike when he was having a hard time, you know, adjusting in the league. And then, you know, for Mike to step away, play baseball, you know, something that he was passionate about. And then to come back to the game and, you know, like I said, dominate all over again was tough. It was tough, especially for him to win that championship on Father's Day. Obviously, I love looking at the clip of him, you know, hearing about what Gary Payton had to say and kind of laughing and saying the glove and, you know, saying I had no issues with the glove and things like that. But I think, you know, it's a tremendous documentary. For those of you who haven't seen it, it will at some point be on Netflix in July. And so when you get an opportunity, please check that out.
Yeah. Me personally, I had always, of course, everyone's seen the picture of him like laying on the floor with the ball crying, but I had never heard the audio. And like to hear that, it was just crazy. Like to hear a grown man like crying that way is just, it's crazy to think about. Like he was holding that in like that whole game and just like after it was over, like he just had to let it out. Like he couldn't hold it any longer. But yeah, to me, those are like my favorite episodes or favorite, I guess, Sunday thus far in the series. I love Jordan's level of disrespect, dog. The way he talks about other players is classic. And the fact that he's talking about Hall of Famers, like when he was talking about Clyde, he was like, you know, Clyde was a good player, but let's be real, like he wasn't gonna do anything. And then JM talking about Gary Payton, like this dude is literally audibly laughing out loud the fact that Gary Payton is saying, yeah, you know, I did a good job against Mike. And this dude is literally laughing at another grown man that's a Hall of Famer talking about how he's guard. Like, I love the level of disrespect.
I had no problem with the glove. But to me, dog, okay, so to me, what this documentary has put in perspective is the amount of mental exhaustion it takes to three-peat. And not only that, like to get over the hump with the Pistons, like that took such a mental toll. And once he finally did it, okay, it's three-peat time. And then I'm mentally exhausted. The gambling things. My father passing away. I need a break, and then coming back. So I always would be like, the Bulls would have got 8 chips. But look at this documentary. I think if Jordan wouldn't have retired, they would probably have got 5 or 4.
And what was also telling to me is that they said in the documentary, and I don't think Jordan ever touched upon it, but they said that the player that Jordan feared the most was Hakeem Olajuwon. And they didn't really touch upon that. Like, they didn't really get Jordan's perspective on that.
Hold on. Jordan didn't fear anybody.
Hey, that's what he said in the documentary.
No.
I don't believe that he feared. I don't believe that he feared anybody either. But I know that he would have thought that there were probably players in the NBA that probably would have gave him more fish than others.
Hey, no cap. The Rockets, the Bulls offered to trade the number 3 pick, in which they chose Jordan, to the Rockets for Ralph Sampson back in the day, and the Rockets denied it. So if the Rockets would have accepted that trade, they could have ended up with Jordan and Elijah on the same team for years to come. Now that duo, talk about big man, guard, and Olajuwon's really humble. Kind of like how Kareem was with Magic. Like Olajuwon would have no issues sharing the spotlight with Jordan. That team would have been tough. But let's bring some perspective to this. Like back in the 80s, like big men were coveted. Like the Rockets weren't going to trade a 7-foot Ralph Sampson who like averaged like 20 and 10 his rookie year for a number 3 pick.
Yeah.
But had they had the foresight, that would have been, listen.
Yeah, and I think that the other thing that stood out to me in the documentary was like that last 10 minutes of episode 8, where Jordan was talking about the will to win and what he had to sacrifice in order to push his teammates, in order to, be able to achieve the ultimate goal of winning the NBA championship, to go on another 3-peat and stuff like that. And he got emotional about it. And basically it just speaks to his greatness as a player and as a teammate to be able to push his teammates to that ultimate goal, dog. And I definitely, idolize that. I mean, obviously, playing sports and stuff growing up, that's what we want to do. The ultimate goal is to win. So,
yeah. Like Jordan, he wasn't there to make friends. Like, he was there to win championships. And whatever he had to do to get you there to that point, then that's what he did. And I feel like that needs to be respected. Like, of course, there's different ways to win. Every leader has their different styles. Like LeBron leads totally different than Jordan. But I feel like if you would ask Jordan, he would say, yeah, but I never lost in the finals. Like, so something to think about.
But how crazy is it, dog, that the best player in the history of the game, or the best player in the game at that time, left and went to go play baseball, bro? And he didn't play baseball since high school up until that point. So from 17 to 32, 31. And people joke on Jordan, but for him to do that and actually be decent at it and not be a complete joke, that says a lot about his athletic ability to begin with and his competitiveness, to want to prove people wrong, like that challenge.
Dog. And I didn't know that he had a 13-game history going into the season. I didn't know that. And they said that he batted over 200. And basically, the documentary says to us is that the only reason why he stepped away from the game was because of the lockout and the replacement players. He didn't want to be a replacement player. I think had the season continued, Jordan would have probably ended up in the major leagues on the White Sox.
That's crazy, dog. That's crazy. But I'm definitely waiting to see how they end it. They're going to end it on a shot with Byron Russell. But I'm waiting to see everything that they're going to do. I'm kind of sad, too, because I think they probably should have did, 1 episode a week, dog.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's ending too soon, bro. It's too good.
Yeah.
Wasted it, bro.
Now we have nothing to look forward to on Sundays after this goes off, which sucks. But, I mean, we needed something as sports fans, We're not a sports podcast, but – as sports fans, we needed something to be able to look forward to since, obviously the virus and everything has taken over. So it's a breath of fresh air. For sure.
All right, now we're gonna end this podcast. How we always end the podcast. What y'all been on? We're gonna start with Jay Green first since he missed last week. So you gonna tell us what he been on.
Yeah. So what I've been on is obviously
And you better have a song this time too.
I got a song. So obviously Nav dropped a new album. And Kalani dropped a new album. So I'm definitely listening to those a lot. Those are definitely in heavy rotation. For Kalani's album, the Can I track with Tory Lanez is definitely fire. The Water track is fire. I love Kalani's album. I love the vision that she had with it. With Nav's album, I don't want to steal too much of Jarvis' thunder and spotlight because I know that's his. I know that's his favorite artist, out right now. So I'm gonna let him have that. But
Brown boy.
Kalani is definitely, that album is tough. So if y'all haven't heard that, check it out on Netflix. I've watched Black AF. I know it's from the writers of Blackish and Grownish.
Yo, Dan Jarvis. Yo, Dan.
Trash.
No.
I personally like it. I think it's a good watch. I've seen the movie Extraction as well. That was a good watch.
Oh yeah.
So for those of
How do you like Black AF? You don't like Black Lightning, Drew?
What? They're totally different shows.
But that's corny, dog. Like it's corny. It's corny. It's like a white comedy. None against our white listeners, but it's white comedy, dog. I'm like sitting there like.
I don't know. I wouldn't necessarily say it's white comedy, but it's definitely focused to mainstream like
white people. Oh yeah, I'm a black guy, so I gotta overcompensate. I got me a Lamborghini and I got a tracksuit. Oh yeah, honey. How do you have a tracksuit? It's athletic leisure wear. You're not athletic. Athletic. I'm sitting there like, yo.
I don't think Jarvis. That's the whole point of the show. It's making fun of it. I don't think you get it. I think you missed it. You missed the joke.
Yeah. I don't know. Like I said,
I wish I could miss the show.
I enjoy it, but that's what I've been on lately. So.
No. So what song? You named about 5 songs, boy. You just gotta pick one.
I'm gonna go with Water. The Water Kalani track. I like that one.
This boy named half the album.
Yeah, yo then. I like track number 1.
Hey, Toxic is tough too, but that's an old track though.
All right, Jarvis, go ahead, man.
Go ahead, I'll lead us off. Go ahead, talk about what you've been on.
All right.
I'm gonna end it.
So I only watched the first 2 episodes of Black AF on Netflix, and I enjoyed it. I liked it, so I would say you definitely check it out. It may not be for you, but I liked it. In terms of, I also saw Extraction. That joint was tough on Netflix. Definitely go and check that out. In terms of music, I also, looked at or checked out the Nav album, Good Intentions. Also the Kalani album. And I, both of those I liked as well. I'm not the biggest fan of Nav. Like most of Nav's project, I probably only leave with like half of them. For me, I feel like Nav's tracks with feature artists are his best. Like a track with just all Nav, like that's just not for me. I feel like he doesn't have the like star power or whatever it may be to carry a track itself. That's just my opinion, but I do feel like he makes good music. I just tend to lean on the ones where he has a feature artist. But the main project I've been listening to, I'm surprised none of y'all brought this up, is the Slime and B joint. The Chris Brown and Young Thug album. Oh, yeah. It came out of nowhere for me. But that joint is tough. And my song for this week is going to be City Girls off the Chris Brown and Young Thug album.
Whew. All right. So here's what I've been on, dog. So I'm reading a book called Never Get Angry Again. It's mind-blowing, dog. And Jorel and I talked about it earlier about like how it's basically about stripping your ego down and this being happy with yourself and not depending on anyone else for your happiness. I believe like a lot of people get in relationships like that where it's like they depend on their partner for their happiness. So I've definitely been on that. Reading that. Listen, I watched a movie called Blue Story on Netflix with my mom. Yo, that movie is hard, dog. That movie's hard. Listen, I don't really like the British movies, dog, with the little accents with the crumpets to the British accents. But but I'm like, all right, it's pretty dope. Which reminds me, rewind. Back in the day, dog, there was a kid in my neighborhood, whatever, right? His parents were British. And when I first met him, like he was talking hella shit, dog. Like, fuck y'all, da-da-da, like just going in. And his mom was like, it's time for supper. He said, okay, I'm over there, mommy. I'll be right on my way. I was like, yo, what? But anyways, it's called A Blue Story, dog. So I'm gonna give y'all the premise behind the movie, dog. So it's about two dudes, whatever, right? They grew up together and they're from like rival neighborhoods, but they're close friends. They go to the same school, which is like the neutral area. So one of the dudes' older brother gets in his head is like, yo, your man's like, he's from that neighborhood, like he's never gonna be cool with you like that. Like I hope you realize he's gonna set you up. So the dude whose brother told him that got jumped in his man's neighborhood, dog, and he blamed his boy for it. So the entire movie, like it goes haywire when like the dude's girlfriend gets killed, and like they basically going after each other the entire movie, like looking for each other, trying to kill each other, bro.
Boy, you didn't told the whole movie.
No, I ain't gonna tell the ending, dog. Like the ending is not what you think it's gonna be, dog. Like these dudes, like it's basically like Crips and Bloods, and they beefing the entire movie, dog. Like it's crazy. And I probably should have been watching it because it's Ramadan. And I'm like trying to like protect what I'm consuming. But my mom was like, "That's a good movie," and I'm like, "My mom's not gonna watch anything too crazy." But it's A Blue Story. Like it's on Netflix. Listen, if it's not good, at me if y'all want to. But I think it's good. So other than that,
you ain't gonna tell us about the 6 Man, dog.
Yeah. So listen. So my girl, listen. My girl, she has never watched a 6 Man. So I've been hyping up to her like, yo, 6 Man is hard. It's a classic. Like, and mind you, I haven't watched the 6 Man since I was like 10. So that's the movie with Marlon Wayans. We need some background. So Marlon Wayans and Dwayne from A Different World, they're brothers. Dwayne dies in the movie, and he basically plays like a ghost, and he's like helps his little brother's team like go to the championship. So to me, it sounds corny now, but listen, it was hard when I was a kid. So like I'm like hyping it up to her, and we do our little FaceTime date night. So we ordered it on YouTube. We watching it, dog, and like she's like, "Are you sure this is a good movie?" We like 5 minutes into it. I'm telling her like it's gonna get good. Like, you know, it's like, and we like 30 minutes into it. She's like, "You sure it's gonna get good?" It's like an hour and a half left in the movie. I'm like, yo. So, long story short, the 6 Man is ass. Now, don't go. Like, no, dog. Like, that's not it. And like the acting is bad too. It's terrible, bro.
A lot of those movies from that time, dog, if you go back and watch them, they did not age well, dog. I watched Romeo Must Die the other day. Yo, it is so bad. Like, the acting is terrible. Like, some of those movies, man, they just did not age well, man.
I'm gonna watch Say the Last Dance because somebody like posted like a clip of Say the Last Dance, like the ending clip when she was dancing. And like it was supposed to be like she was crushing it, and like the status, like people actually thought like she was killing this. But look at this, it was like the corniest dance steps ever. So I'm gonna watch Say the Last Dance. But yeah, Nav, and ironically, Drew's the person that put me on to Nav, dog. I'll never forget. It was like 2015 when I was moving out of my townhouse, and Drew's like, "Yo, you gotta listen to the Brown Boy. You gotta listen to Nav." And like I'm listening to it, and I've been hooked on Nav since. So all his albums, like he has, to me, I never skipped a Nav song. I like them all, bro. And
all right,
it's like my favorite.
This is when he starts capping, bro. He starts going overboard.
I never skipped a Nav song. So I mean, this album's no different. He dropped the album. It's called Good Intentions, and the song I'm picking for the week is Turks. featuring Travis Scott. But I mean, I can really pick the entire. I can just close my eyes and like land on any song on the album, and it's gonna be hard.
So you're trying to say that Nav has nothing but classics?
Nav has nothing but great music. You're not gonna corner me. Nav has that's how I feel about it, dog. So yeah.
Oh, and by the way, I didn't have an opportunity to speak about the Drake album, bruh, and I actually was a little disappointed in you, Jarvis, by saying that Drake doesn't have any versatility. I was very disappointed in you saying that, dog, and saying that he just talks about the same subject matter all the time.
I still talks about vulnerability. He doesn't go. He's surface level when it comes to vulnerability. I do say that. I say that.
I don't know. We'll talk about it in another podcast. We'll talk about Drake, you know, when his actual album comes out, and then we'll dissect that. But I don't know. We'll come back to it.
You want to come back? Hey, we're going to end it like this. Whether you at work or you off work, check us out. All right?